Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the motivational coach and speaker. I went from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive way. So I wanted to talk in this video about abundance. And came across a beautiful quote recently, and it's actually in the Hindu scriptures, the Upanishads. And the quote that really sparked my imagination, and I felt compelled to share it with you all today, was, "From abundance, he took abundance, and still abundance remains." So from abundance, he took abundance, and still abundance remains. And I thought, how exciting is that? The fact you're abundant. Think of everything. Abundant is more good things than you can imagine. And yet if you try and take them, so you take abundance, you've got more than enough, and yet more still remains. And this is so terribly exciting because so many of us, I realise, and I know I had it for the longest time, is what I call a scarcity mindset. So you believe in lack. You believe that in a competitive system. So if someone gets theirs, you can't get yours. Or all the ideas, all the good ideas in the world have already been thought up of. But that's patently nonsense. And you know it is if you're honest and you're brutally truthful with yourself. Because there are numerous thriving successful businesses in the same field. So there are multiple successful hairdressers, many of them, not just one, many successful entrepreneurs of all types, many successful PT trainers, many successful businessmen and women of all types. So don't think them getting theirs negates you getting yours. No, it's an excuse. And there's enough. Look at the very oil that comes from the ground. Abundance, so much so that it's getting the people that own those oil fields money, big money by the second. And this is exciting. Don't think, oh, it's for them and not for you. There is no lack of ideas. Ideas are being generated all the time and they're freely available for you and I. This is so exciting. You close your eyes and you can literally pluck them out of the air. They are waiting for you. But what? You have to get quiet. That's another thing, but so many of us, we distract ourselves continually with our phone, with our tablets, with the radio, with our headphones. And until we get still, I dare say so many of us, and I say this with great love, but think about it, just as something to ask yourself, have you truly had an original thought in your entire life? I say that again. Have you truly ever had an original thought in your entire life? I'm not talking about regurgitate something you've been told by a teacher, by a family member, by a book, by a so-called holy book. Have you had a original idea in your life? No judgment, but just think about that. Because if you haven't, and you think, well, how is it possible? Again, go within. Because in truth, and I've found this in my own life, I and you have a lot of the answers to our own problems. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying never read a book again, never listen to a mentor or a teacher? No, of course not. But play both ends. So use books, listen to others, but listen to yourself as well. Because sometimes only you have got the answer that you need. And I say it with great passion because I've realised that there is a time to outsource and to ask for help. But sometimes you need to get quiet and listen to your own still voice. I call it the still voice within. Because sometimes, you know what, you've got the answers you really need to hear. But what's so exciting, going back to this thing on abundance, particularly the good things, the really good things in life, you can never outgive the universe in terms of love, happiness, joy, peace, compassion, kindness, gentleness, beauty. The more you give of these things, I found in my own life it to be a truism, the more these things come back. I will never ever be able to give out, and it's my firm intention to try and to die trying, but to love and to love abundantly. And you know what? I can love abundantly and yet still all the love in the world will still remain and will remain for the next generation to give. And this applies for all the most beautiful things. So please, I want you to think about that. A couple of things in this video. Think about if you have it, if you recognize it in yourself, no judgment. This is all about healing and helping. If you have a scarcity mindset and believe in this sort of competitive you know, in order for me to get mine, someone else must suffer. And I do say this with great love, because I used to be the biggest exponent and believer in that. I really believe that if I'm going to get mine, someone, you know, someone has to, they have to be beaten. That's the whole thing about competitive martial arts or fighting. There's a winner and loser. Well, I much prefer there to be always a win-win situation. There's always a winner. And you know, a beautiful quote I heard recently, some you win, some you learn. Often quoted, some you win, some you lose. No, reframe it. Some you win, some you learn. Still begins with L, but there's no such thing as failure. The real failure is when you just quit. You just, you know, blatantly quit. You cannot beat the man or woman that will, you know, fall down 9 times, get up 10. And that's what I really, if you take nothing else from these videos, that's what I want. When I allude to your unstoppable spirit, that's what I'm talking about. The man and woman that, even though things are going wrong, even though you might have money troubles, even though you don't feel like being happy, you still get up the next morning and go out there and spread happiness, not negativity. Be an encourager and not someone that tears people down. Build them up. This is so important. And I'm so passionate because I wasn't like that for the longest time. And so it is my absolute life's mission to be as positive as possible. Yes, and sometimes you have to temper that. You know, it doesn't mean every day, 7 days a week, but you do your best. And if you're truly doing your best and not just using it as an excuse to sit around and not be as positive as you know you can, then you can say, you know what, you can self-congratulate yourself. You've done your best. So I just want to leave you with that. Abundance is a mindset. It's not necessarily what you have in your bank account, although it will include that in time. But abundance, you will never, ever, ever be able to outgive all the beautiful things, and you'll never be able to, it will never be used up. So from abundance, he took abundance, and yet still abundance remains. So powerful. As always, I hope this video has been of service to you. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. You are unstoppable, and I believe in you.